Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final broadcast of the Roaring News. My co-host Violet is a little cranky today, but we will get through this. I refuse to censor her. She is such a good little kid. Violet, whenever you're ready, you can come over here and play. All right, so today's edition, we're going to start with Miss Curran. Come here. Miss Curran, her picture was shown the last time as the mystery baby. And there you see her. Okay, that was Miss Kern as the one there. And let's get right to the meat of today's episode. It's the Veterans Memorial Locker Chronicles. The Locker Chronicles is a documentary that is more than just going into these lockers and getting, things out of there, doing what you're going to do. It is turned into a much bigger adventure than you would think it would be. Okay, the Locker Chronicle, and it takes all the excess materials that were left in there, and it is headed up by Mrs. Burke, also known as the Locker Woman, as we saw in previous episodes. All right, the clean out begins with the staff making an initial assessment of the conditions. So they went through and took an assessment of the situations, and then, as you can see in this picture, it often proved to be a very dangerous and hazardous work environment. Okay, there you see the staff taking it out. After the initial assessment, Mrs. Burke prepared for further extraction of what was in these lockers. Okay, and as you saw in some of the previous episodes, it could go anywhere. And our extraction team, Mrs. Garton, Mrs. Culligan, and Mrs. Ruiz were part of the extraction team. Mrs. Kulik and Mrs. Brooks, even in air conditions, were part of the extraction team. Mrs. Dabalski carrying secret files, but yes, she was part of the extraction team. Mrs. Haley was there. She's part of the extraction team. Mrs. Roach, yes, in her mild-mannered way, was part of the extraction team. Mrs. Supa, she was a member of the extraction team, and I'm giving shout-outs because they all played an important role here. Mrs. Kohansky, extraction team member. Mrs. Baez stopped by to be part of the extraction team. Miss Jenkins, definitely part of the extraction team. And Mr. Greenfield. Now, Mr. Greenfield not only was an extraction member in our school, but he helped out all over the world wherever was needed. He was spotted in the New York City subway. He was spotted in front of Yankee Stadium. Okay, he was spotted even at a White House briefing. Mr. Greenfield was everywhere. Okay, Mr. Greenfield would help wherever was needed. He was spotted down Ocean City, getting some Johnson's popcorn while he was helping extract students' lockers all across the globe. Here he is. Mr. Green, when I tell you he was everywhere, he's everywhere. All right, let's give him a shout out because he's great. He even jumped back in one of the old Archie comic books to help with locker extractions. All right, Mr. Greenfield's a very talented young man. We also had a K-9 locker division. Angela and others. We'll see in a movie in a second, but you will see here that they sniffed out any problems. We saw in the last episode, the rotten food. The K-9 division was a very integral part of this. Okay?
Okay, it's Miss Burke again, and here we are back at locker number 40. And as promised, we have, come here. We have Gunner, and Gunner is our search dog, and he's going to search to find if he can see that student in there. Go find that student, Gunner. I don't know. You think there's a kid in there or not? I don't know.
All right, now, the locker clean out or extraction was done in phases. The first phase was the clean out. All right, and they did it by grades. In the 6th grade, you have, say hi to Violet, everyone. Here she is again. She might be leaving because she is cranky, as I mentioned. Look, the 6th graders love to keep their food in their lockers. Look, Violet, do they like to keep them in their lockers? Yes. All right. Now it had a bit of a risk for the extraction team. All right, go ahead, Violet. You can hit the road. All right, as you can see, there's a lot of rotten food. All right, and but maybe they were a little clairvoyant. This was found in a 6th grade locker, preparing to have cabin fever during the quarantine. So 6th grade, their lockers were interesting. Now we'll go to the 7th grade. All right, each grade level kind of had their own personality. The 7th grade liked to have stuffed animals in their lockers. All right, there you see Miss Burke, also known as Locker Woman. Here, I'm going to show you a video in a second, but they also loved Halloween, and some of their stuff proved to be dangerous.
Miss Burke here, and here we are at locker C53 on the top floor, and I know Governor Murphy has shut down all of the Jersey Shore. However, we did have a sighting of a shark. Let me see if I can coax him out of this locker. Baby shark, doo 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 doo. Baby shark, doo 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 doo. Baby shark, doo doo doo. Ah! Ah! Get him! Get him! Help! 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 Help me! Help! Help me! Help me! Help! 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 Help!
7th grade, they also created dorm rooms. I mean, the 7th grade was very unique in this way. Look here, nice and neat. This one even had a trash compactor in theirs. Very good work, grade 7. There you go, Violet. Play with that toy. All right. The Duck Dynasty extraction team did have to be called, however, into one of the videos you'll see here in a second.
Miss Burke here. Hey, Mr. Martine. Thank you very much. We are here at locker 55, and I heard some noise in this locker, and there was some quacking going on. And when we opened up the locker, we found some wildlife. There he is. So they say, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it must be a duck. Uh-oh. I think I hear its mom. I think I hear its mom coming. Quack, 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 quack. Yeah, definitely quackers here. Back to you, Mr. Martine.
All right, so as you can see, 7th grade, nice job. Now the 8th grade, a little bit of a different story. The 8th grade, they like to hoard their clothes. I don't know what it is, but they love to bring all their clothes to school. This came out of one locker. I don't know if you can get that much stuff in a Volkswagen. I don't know, but they packed it into one locker. All right. And as you'll see here in a second, one student did keep all their late slips filed nice and neat, and it was in chronological order.
Good morning, Mr. Martine, and here we are in the 8th grade wing, and Miss Angela came across a stack of late passes, used late passes in one locker. Go ahead. Look at all that money. Woo, make it rain. There it goes. Look at that. Yep. Probably never on time to class the entire year. And still going. What a stack. Stack of latenesses. Yes. There you go. Late. Come on, people, be on time.
All right, and Mrs. Burke, she ended up finding all kinds of stuff in the lockers. Now, my STEAM class did make pool tables, but this is not one of them. This one here came fully equipped. Now, phase 2 of the locker extractions were to take all the things out of the lockers and put them in a central area for processing. Miss Spickenruther headed that up in the gym, where they will be either returned to the students or disposed of. There you go, Violet. All right, phase 2, all the contents of the lockers were processed by homeroom, as you can see here. All right, and made for easy pickup. This past week, we had grade 8, 7, and 6 come by, and the final disposition of that stuff started this past week. Check your notes. I think there is some makeup time to pick up your stuff. Violet's stuff got picked up out of her locker in her school, and she had a very nice, neat locker. After today, everything should be picked up, but like I said, some people were probably unable to make it, and there'll be makeup pickups. All right. Today we dropped the 8th grade virtual moving up ceremony. Congratulations to all the 8th graders who are going to high school. Congratulations on a job well done. Continue to do good work in high school. All right. And Violet's last words. She's been chirping through the entire video today. I guess you know this is the last one. She says, do your work because you become smart. All right? Simple as could be. So this is Mr. Martine, Miss Todd, and Miss Violet saying, be respectful, be responsible, and be safe. If anything happens to come out during the rest of this year that we need to get in touch with you, we will post on our Facebook page or have a newscast. Thank you very much, and have a great summer.
Congratulations, 8th grade. Way to go. VMS Lions rule.